everybody, welcome to Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to do a really nice, chill, relax, get yourself back into the swing of things practice today. So grab pillows, blankets, props, anything that you can keep yourself comfortable and into some positions for a little bit longer than usual. That's what we're going to need today. So make sure you grab them so that if you need to pause and go grab them and come back, do so. So always have your water. Always have your nice, comfy, cozy clothes. I'm just gonna have everything near me. We'll see what we kind of go towards, but I thought kind of school's getting back into the swing of things. College is back into session. Internships have started up again. Just kind of getting really back into a routine and a flow. So I thought we'd use that. And so if you haven't been in a routine or a flow for a little while, you know what happens. Your back gets tight, your wrist gets tight, your neck starts to hurt. All those things that can be relieved with just some nice gentle stretching and spending some time on the mat. So that's our plan for today. Come on in, welcome, join us any time of day, anybody. So I'm going to spend 3 minutes here. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, nice and slow, and I'm going to breathe out through my nose, nice and slow. Now, if that's not your thing, totally do something else. It's not a problem whatsoever. I'm also going to think about breathing in through my nose, shoulders back and down, tongue on the roof of my mouth, expanding out the belly, coming back in and going back up. That's my thought process for the next 3 minutes. That's all I'm going to worry about, okay? And this isn't like a fast forward 3 minutes to get to the class. This is really important part of it. So I invite you to not push ahead. You almost just kind of just get zoned out and just go forever, huh? Okay, so let us all lay on our backs, and if you have a strap, bring it with you. If you don't, no big deal. If you have blocks or pillows, bring them with you. If you have them, no big deal. We'll just have them. Always have things kind of available to you, so you can grab it. Props should never be a deterrent for coming to class, because you can always use something, including your body. So all we're gonna do is just drop those knees to one side and have those shoulders on the mat as much as possible. I have my hands behind my head, but if you would like to have your hand in a different position, feel free. Come back, clear center, and go to the other side. And let's just windshield wiper those legs a little bit, and those knees a little bit. And if there's a position you'd like to stay in, please do. Alright, if you would like to intensify this a little bit when you come up, cross the leg over and drop those knees to one side. Hold it here for a couple seconds. Now, more than likely, one of your shoulders is going to pop off the ground here, and that's okay. Just try to still open up that chest as much as possible. Back there, center, and go to the other side. So you can see how much my shoulder pops up, but I'm still, my arm is still as open as it can be here. And then release, and we're just going to windshield wiper these back and forth. And if you don't want to keep crossing over that leg, that's totally fine. You add as much or as little to these rise and shines as you would like. I'm going to do one more each side. And I'm going to come back through center. Now I'm going to grab my strap and I'm going to put it around one of my feet. And I'm really going to work on trying to lengthen my ever tight hamstrings. I'm going to have my other leg bent, but just kind of out of the way. And then I'm just going to do a nice little passive stretch. So bring that leg up as high as you can, straighten that leg as much as you can, and then I'm just going to kind of let gravity pull my hands down and come here. When I decide that I want to straighten this other leg, I can. And obviously in this position you can see how straight one leg is and how not straight the other, but that's okay. I'm not using that as a deterrent whatsoever. And I'm going to open it up to the side. Now I'm just going to use gravity to pull down this leg and trying to keep the other hip on the ground as much as I can. And then we're going to go back and forth between these two on this one leg. So I'm going to come up and pull back again. And if you don't have a strap, you can just grab behind that leg and pull in. And then when it goes out to the side, obviously you're not going to be able to reach, and that's okay. Maybe you just bring that leg out as far as you can, and then just let it hit the ground, or touch the ground gently. On this last one, we're going to do some kind of push and pull movement. So I'm going to come back up, and then I've done these before where you're going to push and pull at the same time. So I'm pulling that foot back and I'm pushing my foot into the strap. And then release, and guess what? My leg stretches more. I'm gonna do that one more time. We're gonna push and pull. And then release. And I'm gonna come out to the side. And I can push and pull here. I can pull that leg closer to my body, and I can pull the strap the other way. And then I'm gonna release and get a little bit more stretch maybe. And then I'm gonna push and pull one more time. And then release it in. I'm gonna release, I'm gonna bring that knee into the chest. I'm gonna release that strap for a second. And I'm just gonna do some nice circles from the knee. And switch direction. And do some circles from the ankle. And switch direction. And then release it down. Now I just want to open up those hips, let those legs relax, let those feet relax, put my hands on my belly. And I want you to feel the difference between side A and side B. Take 3 breaths here. Okay, well, let's do the other side. Okay, so I have my leg bent first, so I'm going to start the same. I'm going to bring that leg in. And then I'm going to bring that leg out to the side. I'm going to come back in, round 2. And out to the side. And we're going to do this pushing and pull for that 3rd round. And let's come back in. Now let's push and pull. And release. And push and pull. And release. And then out to the side. And let's push and pull. And release. And push and pull. And release. All right, bring that knee in. Pop that strap off. And let's do some circles. And switch direction. And the ankle. And switch directions. Beautiful. Let's straighten those legs again. We'll let those feet come out to the side. Place our hands on our low belly. 3 breaths. And release. All right, bend those knees. Drop them to one side and use that top arm to push yourself up to seated. Bring one leg here at 90 degrees and one leg here, kind of maybe at 90, whatever you can do. Lift yourself up, plop yourself back down. Beautiful. Sitting up nice and tall here. And if you'd like to use a block here to make sure that you're nice and tall, feel free. Switch over to the other side. So leaning back. Switching out. Lifting yourself up, putting yourself down. And using your prop if you're going to. And then release. Okay, so we're going to switch back to side A, and we're going to be in that position for 1 minute, and then we're going to switch to the other side for 1 minute. So that's 2 minutes total of being in that pose or posture. So if you want blocks, pillows, whatever you want, I highly suggest having it there so you can really center yourself, breathe in, release those hips. Do what you need to do, but be comfortable, okay? So I'm gonna put myself back in that position. I'm gonna lift myself. I lift myself up because when I just transfer that position, you kind of have folds of skin that kind of fold underneath, folds of muscle that just kind of fold underneath, which is, I mean, fine for a couple seconds. But if we're gonna be there, and we're really gonna breathe and open ourselves up, we want to make sure that we're sitting as prim and proper as we can. So lift yourself up, let all that stuff go, and then sit back down. Let's see, how did 2 blocks? All right, this is what I'm gonna do. All right, let me check my time. All right, we're gonna be here for 1 minute. Shoulders down, sitting up nice and tall. And let's take our time and push it out. If one side isn't comfortable for you for whatever reason, in any pose or posture, try to make sure that it is as comfortable for you as you can. But don't just totally avoid that side. So if you can't do something, if you prop a knee up with something, or you sit on a block and lift your hips up, you do something that you can manage to be in that pose and posture and slowly break it down and work towards getting able to hold it on that side. Upper body, lower body, whatever it happens to be. All right, let's start round 2, side 2. box out of the way, but I'm going to bring my strap with me. And I'm going to come over into tabletop. And I'm going to fold over my mat so I have a little extra padding on that knee. So I'm going to tuck my right knee with the extra padding and the left knee without it, unless you'd like it on both, and that's totally fine. All right, so we're going to have a nice flat back first. And I'm just going to shift those hips a little side to side. And then I'm going to bring this left hand behind my ear, and I'm just going to come in and tap elbow to elbow. Open up as far as I feel like I want to. We're going to do this 3 more times. And then open it up, and then keep it here, in and out, flat back. 3, 2, 1, and release. Now I'm going to take that strap, or just my hand, and reach towards that foot. So I'm going to, if you need to adjust, no worries. Fine if I have the ability to have the full strap, I'm going to use it. So I'm here, or you can lift that foot off the ground and using that strap to help. And then slowly lowering it back down. And release. Let's get up for the other side. So I'm just going to turn and face the other way. Because my mat's already folded that way, but feel free. Do your thing. Alright, so remember we're have a nice flat back first. Let's wiggle our hips a little side to side first. And then we're going to bring that hand behind the head, and we're going to come in and up, in and up. 3 more. And then staying up, hand out, hand in. One more. And then release. All right. I'm going to put that strap on. And then we're going to bring that leg in. All right, so first, we can just bend that knee and just keep it on the ground. Totally fine, perfect, enjoy, have a grand old time. Or, lift that leg up, and we're going to hold. And then we're going to drop it back down. We're going to release, and we're going to take off the strap. All right. let's sit back on the ground, still here on the ground. Nice grounding practice today. All right, so we're gonna do a figure 4 stretch. We're gonna do it semi-reclined. So if you'd like to do it standing, if you'd like to do it fully reclined, as always, do you. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to cross my left leg over my right, and I'm here. And everything's hunky-dory. And I'm going to be active in that foot by really pushing those feet nice and wide and toes nice and open. And here I'm passive, here I'm active. See the difference? So passive, active. And then I'm going to decide how far in I want to go. So I can be here, I can be here, wherever it needs to be. I would like to try to keep your shoulders as down as possible. So you don't want to be here, you want to be here, active in that foot and pushing that foot towards that glute. So you should feel a nice stretch in this left hip and this left glute. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. Shake it out. Let's sit up nice and tall for a second. Shake it out. Do little twists. Find what makes you feel comfortable. And then let's switch over to the other side. So my right foot's coming up. Active. And then I'm going to bring that foot in as close to what I can and decide where my hands are going to be. 5 breaths. Back up, sit up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders back. This is a great chance for you to get some water. You can shake a little side to side. And let's do a little spinal twist here, fully. And then switch it on. So I'm going to turn face front. I'm going to sit up on a block. I'm going to do a little upper body stretch. And I just like to be up on a block because it just gives me a little bit more space for my legs. I'm going to grab a little sip of water. If you haven't done so already, if you haven't taken once before this whole practice, this is your chance to take it now, and I strongly advise you do so. Okay. Your strap here. I'm just going to grab it, come up, and I'm just going to spread it apart, shoulders back and down. And I want you to look back, forward and down. I almost said look back and down, but that would be kind of challenging. And then come a little bit to one side, keeping those arms straight. Coming to the middle, the other side. Middle, I'm going to bring my hands a little bit farther apart. Increase that range. In the center. Other way. Back to the center, increase that range a little bit more. Arms are straight. So I hold these straps here in this position, I'll show you in a second, back to the center and the other way, because it doesn't involve me to have a big grip on the strap to still get that tension. Release, come back in. So instead of me just grabbing a strap here, which would just mutilate my wrist over time, what I do is I just take it and I just loop it around here. So, or I should say, do this so I can see it. And then that way, when I'm pulling, it's pulling against my own strap. So I'm like, so it's making a little, not knot, but kind of fold. So I'm not really grabbing on. I can do a nice passive open hand as much as I can possibly can when I'm using the strap to keep any hand or wrist issues from acting up. All right, so let's do a nice little tricep stretch. So bring the strap, whatever you have, back behind you, over one shoulder, under the other. I'm gonna bring that hand and I'm gonna push it back. And now I have that strap back here that I can grab onto. So once I'm good to go, I can grab onto that strap. I'm gonna take the other side and grab onto the other side of the strap and use that. So now I can always reach, no matter how far away I am, I can always touch because I have that strap there. And slowly release. And I'm just gonna put it over the other shoulder, other side. Bring that arm up. Nice tricep stretch. Then I can reach towards that strap. And then come the other way and touch magically your fingers, strap, both. And then release. Beautiful. All right, so first I would like you to roll the shoulder back and down 3 times. And then forward 3 times. Beautiful. Turn that head one way. To the center. And to the center. We have one standing thing that we're going to do today. So come to standing however you like. And make sure you have that strap with you. All right, so we're going to do a little deadlift action here. Nice and slow and controlled. You don't have to use the strap, why not? So what I'm going to do is have one foot in front of the other, a little staggered stance, and I'm going to take that strap and just loop it around the bottom. All right, so this is going to be, this is the height of obviously my strap. Obviously everyone's going to be different. So, but this is what I'm going to use so I can judge how far I'm going to come up. Versus shorter, maybe you have to drop one side and so you can make it around. Basically I'm looking for something around belly button height, give or take. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold on to that strap. And I'm going to bend forward. This back knee can be bent. Flat back, and then come up till I have no slack in the line. So this is just my way of kind of measuring how high I'm coming up every single time. So we're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other. Nice, slow, and controlled. Back, front leg has a tiny little bend to it. Back leg has a good amount of bend to it. Back of your back is as straight as humanly possible. All right, and you can spread that foot as wide as you need to. All right, let's go down. And you decide the depth. Okay, we're squeezing those glutes when you come up. This is my number 8. switch over and do the same thing on the other side. And then we're pretty much done. So take your time. Use that breath. And if you have a mirror handy, like I'm using my monitor right now, I can see if I have a nice straight back. I have 2 more left. Come on up. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to shake everything out. I'm going to see how I feel. And I have a couple minutes here if I want to play. Otherwise, we're going to go into Shavasana. So see what feels good. See what your body is missing now that you're standing versus sitting. Stretch it out, move around, grab some water, and then grab what you need for Shavasana. So it's all very individualized here, but we have, obviously if you want to play more, push pause, come back, no problem. But otherwise I'm gonna grab some water. I'm gonna stretch out, I'm gonna lean back, I'm gonna do a nice back bend that feels good to me. And then I'm going to make my way to the ground and grab what I need for my Shavasana today, like I said. So we're going to spend 3 minutes in Shavasana, and then we're all going to come out of it together. Slowly moving your body around a little bit. Big full body stretches. You have the space from your fingertips to your toes. And then bend those knees and drop them to one side. And then use that top arm to push yourself up. Hug those knees in. Drop that head. Lift that head, point that chin out. Come through center, turn, face one way. Back through center, turn, face the other way. Back through center, and then drop that head. If you want to add that hand, that's fine. And then switch it out the other way. Back through center, and let's take 5 nice quiet breaths together, hopefully in through the nose, out through the nose, but do what your body can handle today. Thank you for joining me for Rise and Shine. Have a great rest of your day.